The Laquan McDonald murder a year ago, 13 months ago in Chicago, is turning out to be even uglier than we thought. And, the murder itself, obviously, a cop pulling up and within 30 seconds pulling out his service revolver and firing 16 shots into a fellow who's, several dozen yards away and walking away from you, killing people, shooting them in the back, not only defines cowardly, but it defines crime. And appropriately, this police officer is going to be prosecuted for first-degree murder. Now, it's very rare that cops actually get convicted for that. This is the first time a police officer in Chicago has been charged with first-degree murder in over 35 years in Chicago. And yet police shoot hundreds of people a year in Chicago and kill something on the order of 60 people a year in Chicago. Apparently, 100% of the time they're justified. Or at least 100% of the time the story plays out the way that they intended it to play out this time. And this is where I found the press conference yesterday with Rahm Emanuel and he's not the chief, the commissioner of police or whatever he is, the grand poobah, the guy with the 4 stars on his shoulder. So disingenuous. The original police report. This is what the police spokesman Pat Camden said. He's talking about the young man that you saw in the video walking away. Yeah, he had a folding knife in his hand, a pocket knife in his hand. Apparently, had used it to try to slash a car's tire. Now, I got to confess, when I was 10 years old, maybe something like that, in that neighborhood, up in Newego, Michigan, with my cousin Wayne and a couple of our friends. We were out one night and we thought, and there was a guy in town that nobody really liked, and we slashed one of the tires in his car. I was there. I didn't get shot to death by the police. I haven't done a lot of things in my life that I'm not, that I'm horribly ashamed of, or whatever, however you say that. And I guess I'm not horribly ashamed of that. At the time, I really had no idea how much hassle this guy was going to have to go through. Had I known, I would have just let the air out of the tire rather than slashing it, or participating in slashing it. Because since then, I've had my own tires slashed and I've had to deal with it. But anyhow, here's what the police guy said. He said he's got a 100-yard stare. He's staring blankly. He walked up to a car and stabbed the tire of the car and kept on walking. Officers got out of their car and began approaching McDonald, telling him to drop the knife. Camden said the boy allegedly lunged at the police, and one of the officers opened fire, shooting him in the chest. Right. We now know that that's a lie. The police lied. There are reports that the police then spent 3 hours scrubbing the videotape from a nearby Burger King that showed the killing from 3 different angles. Apparently, this is an unconfirmed report. It was on MSNBC, but whether it's true or not. ChicagoReporter.com has a great piece. It's by Curtis Black. It's titled "How Chicago Tried to Cover Up a Police Execution." And he writes, there are an average of 50 police shootings of civilians in Chicago every year, and no one is ever charged, said Futterman. I think I said a couple hundred earlier. I was wrong. 50 police shootings a year. Without this video, it would have been just one more of 50 such incidents, unless that's 50 killings. It says shootings here. City Council approved a $5 million payment. And again, the cop get off. The taxpayers of Chicago paid for it. I'm going to sneeze here. The taxpayers paid for it, but not the cop. No siree, Bob. And rather than acknowledging that there was any kind of for example, there were 7 or 8 other police officers at the scene at the time that Officer Van Dyke came up and just completely emptied his pistol and then tried to reload. Why did none of those officers write a report saying this officer is lying? People talk about good cops and bad cops. There were 7 or 8 cops who were there who thought, hey, it's a kid with a knife who's vandalizing cars. Apparently vandalizing cars. There's a whole bunch of different ways to deal with this. And then this cop pulls up, jumps out of his car, and in 30 seconds has fired 16 shots, and Laquan is dead. Laquan McDonald is dead. Mr. Scorpio posted this over at Democratic Underground, and I thought it's tight, it's clean, it's right to the point. He said, in America, we're being advised to treat the police as if they are dangerous predators. Don't attract their attention. Don't make them nervous. Do everything they tell you to do. And if you won't stick out, then they won't have a reason to pounce on you. By that extension, then the rest of us are nothing more than prey, and they are the predators. To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.